Yeah, okay. I'm back on, cycled around again through the hardcore TV shows and back to a Disney special. Not a Disney special, but is Disney really that special? It's definitely not special to the people that work for them. But anyways, the point being, Liv and Maddie, another fabulous production from the somehow mysterious I am the producer of every ABC children's special, show, series, movie, and anything else we can do. We somehow have an entire monopoly on ABC Productions called It's a Laugh, or whatever their silly name is. And then there's, of course, 6 other production companies under there, which are usually agents and such, but not actual producers, and they don't actually work. They just like seeing their name in print. Unlike, some of us who actually do 7 jobs and get 1 credit. Anyways, it's one of those tough things where you have one teenager playing 2 characters, in this case twins, and they have to actually be each character separately. And the hardest part of this is the positioning, because yeah, you do use doubles for back shots, like when you see 2 people talking, and if you notice here, you see the back of this finger and the front of this finger. So this is your face shot, and you got the reaction. It's what they call a reaction shot in some cases, and it's not in other cases, because sometimes you're looking at this face for a reaction, and sometimes this face is talking, and you see this head going lolly-dally, lolly-dally, and then you turn around and they're like this. But that's an entire different factor of production. The point is, in a lot of these such cases, you actually can literally see them counting their steps, because they have to hit their mark, which is a little piece of tape on the floor, which tells them not just where to stand, but what direction to be pointing in, because, of course, this is the worst thing of production. The actors have to do 47 different things so that nobody else has to work. All the work should be done by the actors. The cinematographer can't do cinematography if the actor has to worry about hitting their mark at a specific point, because the camera can't find the actor. The actor has to find the camera, which usually ends up looking very unnatural in every respect. This show, they actually got it right. And somehow this girl, Dove Cameron, manages to pull this off. And with a very minor, probably I think I've noticed 3 times in the 2 seasons that I've watched, there's the doubles moving in such a way that you make sure you can't see their face. But in most of the things where stunts are done or whatever, it's a stunt double, but they make sure that there's always hair in the face or something like that. That's so you don't see that it's not the actor doing it. And that's how they cover that in an action scene. But the point is, she does a very good job on being both characters. She doesn't look like she's looking for her spot to stand and her direction. She doesn't look like she's not looking where the other person is, which is herself at a different time. And we're not even going to get into the continuum of space-time. But the point is, the acting, she pulls it off. Now, there's a lot of weird vocal effects when she sings, because, of course, everyone on Disney has to sing and dance and act. They all have to be triple threats. Oh, good Lord. Yeah, if you want to see me sing, look up my video, 400 Penguins. It's on both of my YouTube channels. Anyways, no, I don't dance. Don't ask me. Anyways, she is a very talented young lady. The singing is, she doesn't really have one of those Miley moments where you know that she's singing. And since I don't know Miley personally, I am friends with her sound engineer, the man who's been working with her for about a decade. And on Facebook, we're friends, and we have a lot of mutual friends, people I actually know in the music business that know him and have worked with him. And he's posted video of raw Miley footage, which I've also noticed on a couple of episodes of Hannah Montana where she sung relatively raw on stage. And you can hear, if you have a good ear, if you're used to the music business, you can hear the difference. It's like, you know, sitting on stage listening to a band play is different than sitting in the audience listening to them play, which is different than sitting at home listening to them through speakers or headphones. And of course, every device you use sounds different to a certain point, which is why there's so much flap about what headphones you use and stuff. Anyways, the point is, she doesn't really have that voice that I've noticed. There's a lot of effect on her voice, which leads one to hear what they call auto-tune. Now, I do a music show on my other channel, On Stage with Mantis, which is a raw show. I mean, we do it in a small studio, which is one of the toughest things. It's like, imagine putting a band in your bedroom and trying to record, and all that sound running over and trying not to pick it up on all the other microphones and be able to hear yourself sing, which is the hardest part. It's a very tough production, and the bands, you know, you can hear the difference. But we don't use, we don't have huge vocal effect racks. We don't remaster the show. What you see is a live, continuous shooting, and which is different than what most people. Now, this show is done on a soundstage, usually with a live audience. I've been in audiences on various productions in Hollywood, Empty Nest, and that Burt Reynolds thing, Evening Shade, he did. I think it was actually the last ever episode of Evening Shade. Lonnie was in the front row with the sun, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I know a little bit about this. I've been around studios. I've been around stars. I've been around stage. I've been around, singing studios is different than TV studios. So, I mean, trust me, when I do these reviews, I'm actually knowing what I'm talking about. I mean, the sets, the lighting, you know, whether it's just one big white stage, which, you know, if you look in the room, I mean, look at the walls behind me. It doesn't all look evenly lit. It looks natural. There's shadows. There's this, there's that. Anyways, this, you know, I mean, actually, Disney does a pretty good job on most of their shows, as you saw with my Mighty Med, and the way they pull off their production on that. I mean, yeah, so overall, it's a good show. It's humorous. It has the right amount of morals without beating you over the head. They're not overstating the setup as many shows, too many shows do. They really, really emphasize at the opening, the first scene, they emphasize some erroneous thing for a setup for a joke later on in the show or some theme of the show, and they feel that you are not smart enough to understand. And the more emphasis they put on the setup, the less respect they have for the audience, and those are shows you got to wonder about. But this show is good.